Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications about new videos.
Big right hand. Harry goes spinning back.
John Jones with the
Brock Lesnar. If you want to know what it feels like to get your ass kicked by a guy who weighs 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the octagon.
Merry Christmas to Brock Lesnar.
Where does John Jones go from here? I mean, as you said, he's already got a claim for greatest of all time. There's some rematches out there. He's throwing out this Brock Lesnar thing. There's heavyweight. What do you think is the next step?
Brock Lesnar just told the AP, be careful what you wish for, young man.
John Jones and Brock Lesnar saying they would like to fight each other. In your mind, is that realistic? Is that a fight you would like to put together?
Then the heavyweight division needs him.
Fuck yeah.
John Jones, first heavyweight fight, Brock Lesnar. You're welcome.
How likely is Jones Lesnar?
I'm a white boy and I'm jacked. Deal with it.
Well, you said you're a white boy and you're jacked. Deal with it. But what is your reaction to a guy like John Jones? I mean, he's proclaiming his innocence. He's denying any wrongdoing. But, I mean, what is your reaction?
John, you made some news recently saying you wanted to fight Brock Lesnar. Is this a fight you've been asking for a little while? You've been eyeing?
No, I have no clue where this came from.
$4 billion. They'll eat a scab off an Iranian's head right now. $4 billion. Right now, they're fucking sitting there going, we lost Ron.
Get the gum out of your mouth. You drive me crazy.
That was all, the seed was already planted.
Right after the SmackDown. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Good.
That was a lot of fun. My first time getting to watch him do his thing, and he was a beast out there. The people loved him.
Thank you.
Yeah, good time.
In New York. It was already planted. None of you motherfuckers saw it. What are you guys watching?
What seed?
The seed of him talking back and forth.
He's an opponent. I'm already starting to think about fighting Brock Lesnar next in a super fight. I mean, this is just my job. This is what I do.
Okay, that's the fucking seed. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
That's the fucking seed.
You know what? I actually think this one is more likely than I ever thought Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather would be. At least these guys are in the same sport.
Can you imagine that fight?
The only
John
problem
would
is...
murk him.
Do you think so?
Yes.
You'd murk him in the grappling?
I think you're just completely
I
dominating.
think fucking Steelpick would fucking rack him.
Right? They're not in the same weight class. Brock Lesnar is a heck of a lot bigger than John Jones, and he is technically retired.
Crazy. I don't even know where that thing came from or how it started. But, first of all, I haven't even, believe me, I haven't talked to Brock Lesnar. I don't know.
Well, John, you're a man that the fans just love to watch. You mentioned kind of a super fight in the octagon afterwards. You mentioned the name Brock Lesnar.
You pissed that motherfucker off from Cleveland, and he'll fuck Brock Lesnar. Because he'll say it. You better do the fucking steroids. Steelpick is crazy.
Well, Brock Lesnar, first of all, I haven't talked to Brock Lesnar. Even if he came back USADA, he's got to wait 6 months and be on the program for 6 months. So.
I love that motherfucker. Miocic, I love him. He's got that immigrant mentality. Bring him on.
Bro,
give him more steroids. Give him more fucking steroids.
That's actually part of the issue. Right now, he is retired. He has a little bit of suspension remaining. As we remember, he failed a couple drug tests last year around UFC 200. He was suspended for 1 year.
So why does Brock Lesnar get 2 years?
Brock didn't get 2 years. Brock has 1 year.
Okay, listen, Daniel Cormier.
Brock has 1 year.
What do you think are the chances of that fight really happening?
Well, I'm up for it. I think it's about time for me to be involved in a super fight.
$4 billion.
And I think that's what the fans really want to see is me challenge myself against a heavyweight.
Put him in there with Brock Lesnar. Go ahead, I dare you.
The Brock that fought Mark Hunt?
Head off.
Yeah.
That juice to the gill, fucking Brock Lesnar who just ragdoll poor Mark Hunt. Fucking.
Why not do it against the biggest and one of the most scary heavyweights in UFC history in Brock Lesnar?
First triple XL gloves utilized in UFC history.
He'll fight somebody before that. I don't know who right here off the top of my head, but he'll fight again.
Only a message from Brock Lesnar to the AP. He didn't text you or anything after watching that.
I don't know. I haven't looked at my phone yet.
If he punches Stipe in the face, it's going to get more steam out of his fucking ears.
When you saw what Stipe did,
he won't land a hit on Stipe. Coming back.
He hasn't served all of that, so in order to become eligible again, he would need to reintroduce himself into the testing pool.
But maybe, I don't know.
Is that a fight that interests you?
Listen, I'm interested in whatever interests the fans. Brock Lesnar is always interesting.
He would not be eligible again this year, so if this fight does happen, it will happen in 2018. And I got to say, if Brock Lesnar is serious about coming back to the Octagon, I do think this fight will happen.
Brock Lesnar became the biggest pay-per-view draw the UFC had ever seen.
UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
He brings a tremendous following, and I just think it would be so great for the sport of MMA.
What does it mean to you to now main event UFC 200?
Well, I mean, it's an unfortunate stage of events that happened, but it is, like I said, it is what it is. It's unfortunate for DC, I guess. I feel really bad for DC.
Brock Lesnar ain't never coming back.
Well, he's not going to come back and fight for a world title right away.
But he ain't
you
gonna
don't
come
think so?
back.
You know, guys work hard and they go through training camps and they put lots of time in, and that's the guy that really gets the short end of the stick out of this deal. So it's really unprofessional of anybody at this caliber for something like that to happen, I guess.
Well, John, you're absolutely right. That would be fantastic, and I, for one, would definitely pay to see that.
That is one big dude.
The rumor mill swirled until just 5 weeks before the event.
What is your reaction to a guy like John Jones? I mean, he's proclaiming his innocence, he's denying any wrongdoing, but I mean, what is your reaction to a marquee star like that, coming out? I mean, we just saw in your other profession in WWE, Roman Reigns went through a similar situation. So, I mean, what is your reaction when you hear about these kind of things?
No. I think it'd be the only
That was the
way.
biggest embarrassment of the
Lord,
fucking
that would
year.
be crazy
That was
for
the
them.
biggest fucking embarrassment of the year.
Why would that be?
Embarrassment.
Man, like I said, it's just it's unfortunate, it's unprofessional, it's just the way it is. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I mean, Merry Christmas to Brock Lesnar.
They put him in there with a guy that's coming off rocket fucking fuel. That dude just don't eat D-ball. Look at the size of his fucking head. He's taking shit that makes your fucking head grow. Okay? That's what they give to fucking pit bulls. I hope they put him against Miocic.
But that aside, what's next? I mean, if you go to heavyweight, you're going to stay there, or you're going to focus on the light heavyweight division? I mean, you've pretty much ruled the light heavyweight division for a long, long time already.
They knew he was on it, and they put that fucking animal in there, okay? And you know what, man? Go ahead. Keep doing those steroids. Put him in there against Miocic. Whatever. I love that Cleveland motherfucker dude.
Stipe. Just call him
He'll
Stipe.
kill him.
So you've been light heavyweight champion for the longest time. Have you thought about moving up or down to get 2 belts? I mean, obviously up would be probably more of a probability and likelihood than moving down.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of fresh blood in the light heavyweight division. We got this Russian guy that fought tonight and won. We got Jimmy.
Unfortunately, at my weight class, I deal with the biggest gap in between weight classes where you'll see a guy like McGregor who, he's a 45-pound champion and a 55-pound champion.
Right.
There's fresh blood coming up, and I'd love to rule the light heavyweight division for a while longer.
For me, I would have to be the 205-pound champion facing the 265-pound champion.
Right.
But super fights and things like that, I think now is the time for that. I feel like I don't really have much to prove in this division anymore.
Let's set it up.
No, that's not a money fight.
Yeah, I'm with Joey. Let's
Let's
fucking do it.
cook up this shit.
And I believe, when you get a really talented big man versus a really talented smaller man.
Big man,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was embarrassing?
Just embarrassing him against Mark Hunt. They knew he was on the juice. He went in there loaded to the gills. It was just an embarrassing
Get him,
fucking
Joey.
thing. It was an embarrassing thing for everybody. And Mark Hunt had every fucking right to be mad.
People could argue that, but I feel like now is the time to branch out and experiment with some real big fights.
I do believe that I'm a special talent and that it's possible. But I know that it would have to be against the right opponent.
Right.
Get paid. I haven't fought, man. I've been inactive, so I need a check. Let's get some big fights.
It just kind of. I think I was on Facebook Live when I first got here to LA. One of the employees said, "Hey, John, how about you talk to the fans on Facebook Live?" I was like, "Sure, I'd love to do it."
I mean, you make a pretty strong argument there. There's no doubt about that.
And then one of the guys, one of the questions I read was, "Hey, would you fight Brock Lesnar?" And I was like, "I don't think Brock would take that fight, but I'd fight anybody, anytime."
I mean, I don't know if you've talked to Brock Lesnar, but I haven't talked to Brock Lesnar. He said, not recently. Me neither.
And so right now, like I have things to prove in my own division.
Right.
And when I feel that I have a good matchup against a talented, smaller heavyweight champion,
Right.
then I'll seize the moment. And Brock heard about it, and he replied, anybody, anywhere. And so what I'm going to do is I am not going to give any official answers on what I feel about this fight. I'm just going to take care of Daniel Cormier and then explore my options afterwards.
Talking shit.
That's the seed, you dumb fucks. That's the seed.
What's happening here? What is he saying?
He's just talking shit to him.
Talking shit to him.
Can we hear what he said?
And it is all over!
He's out.
You double liar! Frank Mir had a horseshoe up his ass!
I'll deal with Daniel, then I'll deal with Brock Lesnar.
Let it go, make my body go, make our bodies high.